Hello everyone, this is my second attempt at making the NordVPN and pfSense video. I've been saying I was going to make it for a year, but I finally got around to it. So how our network setup is, we have several VLANs, and in the video I show you, in the first portion of this, I set it up the way that NordVPN has on their site. In the second portion of this, I show where we have it split tunneled to where on one of our VLANs we're using the Google and OpenDNS DNS servers, and on the primary network we're using NordVPNs, and you'll see whenever I do the testing that neither one leaks their DNS. I hope this video provides a little more clarity and turns out to be a little bit better quality. Thanks. Alright, in the link in the description you'll see that I have my GitHub page. That's where you'll be able to get most of the links and the pages where I flip back and forth in this. But the first thing we need to do is we need to get a certificate. So we're going to go to NordVPN site, which again the link is in that GitHub. We're going to use the recommended server tool that they have. And in my case I'm just going to do a PTP server in Canada. But I normally use the UDP configurations, but that's completely up to you. Because what we're actually after is that where it shows begin certificate for the CA. Let's close out of all this, and we're going to flip back. For the descriptive name, I like to use the name of the server, but again, that's up to you too. For certificate data is where we're going to put that, where it says CA, and then begin certificate all the way to end certificate is what we need. We're going to paste that in this box, then we're going to hit save. Now we're going to go to VPN, then OpenVPN. Then we're going to click on Clients. Then from here we're going to add, and then again you're going to use whatever description you want. And just like I said before, I like to use just the name of the server. It just makes it easy. Because as you can see right there, it says for administrative reference. It doesn't actually do anything. You can name it whatever you want. Alright, then for the server host or address, we can either use the IP address or you can use the name of the server. Now we got to go to NordVPN, go to our account, and we're going to scroll down. And since I use two-factor authentication, I got to use this. Alright, we're going to copy both of them. We're going to paste them over here. And we are going to use the TLS key that's in the certificate file. So we're going to unselect or automatic generate a TLS key, and we're going to copy and paste this one. Alright, now we need to add the AES 256 CBC. And then for the fallback, we need to make it GCM. Switch the client certificate to whatever your the one is that you're using for your pfSense client, and then we're going to make this SHA-512. Now we're going to want to add don't add or remove routes automatically, because we don't want it adding or anything else. And for these custom options, we're going to flip back to that GitHub page after we disable this exit notify. You're going to copy these that I have here, and I got these from NordVPN's site. Make that IPv4 only, and then we're going to just change the verbosity to 3 in case we have any issues. Interface and then assignments, and we're going to go ahead and add our new one. Then save. Click on it, enable it, name it whatever you want. I'm just going to go ahead and just name it NordVPN just for this video. Save and apply. Now we're going to firewall, and we're going to go to NAT. Ignore my rules here because we're going to be changing them. But you're going to switch this from hybrid to manual. And then we're going to go ahead and save. You're going to see it's going to generate a whole bunch of them. We'll go ahead and hit apply. And I'm going to go ahead and clean this up a little bit. You can leave them here, it doesn't really matter. I just went ahead and did it while I was at it. So we're going to select all the ones we want to delete. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of them. Alright, then apply. Now we're going to add a new one. Make it IPv4 only. And then you're going to type in your home networks, which in my case, for this VLAN, is 10.0. We're going to change the interface to NordVPN, the one we just created a moment ago. We're going to hit save. Then we're going to hit apply. Alright, let's see. I think we're good here. Let's go to rules, and again, ignore mine. But you're going to see that one should have been generated. But you see there where I had NordVPN. And this is the other subnet where I was going to go ahead and make it the WAN. Use the WAN DNS servers versus the VLAN 10, which is going to use NordVPN's DNS servers. So if you see here, you'll see where I'm doing that at. Alright, now we're going to have DNS resolver, and we're going to make it look just like this if you want to split it. But we're still going to have all the outgoing going to NordVPNs. Alright. So now, let's go ahead and double check it all. Oh, I did forget to do something in here. Let me just go back and double check it. Yeah, see, this needs to be just TLS authentication only. Alright, save. Let's see if we're successful or not. Alright, that's a good sign. Alright, so we're online, we're connected to NordVPN. So let's go dive in to those NAT rules a little bit. So you see right here, now that we're doing the split DNS, we need to make sure that everything's not going to leak. We're going to delete this one or disable it because we do want them all to use that NordVPN address I have up there at the top for that VLAN. I'm just going to delete this one for the hell of it. Alright, let's do a little testing. You see this is the VLAN 10, and you'll see in a minute where I'm connected to a network called Olympus. And I'm only getting the Toronto, Canada NordVPN server. Let's go to Mr. Hoover, we're going to do the same test. So I like to use two places. You see right here, everything's showing Canada. Absolutely everything. And I let this part right here run for about, I don't know, 10, maybe 30 seconds. But I just sped it up because it doesn't ever pick up another server. Alright, so let's go back. Let's actually see what the location shows. Yep, see? I'm definitely in North Carolina. Now we need to go ahead and add the DNS servers that we want that second network to use versus what we want this network to use. We're just going to use Google's and OpenDNS's. Alright, now we have firewall and NAT. Let's double check on this stuff. You see I disabled my rules I had up there earlier because I don't need them to do that anymore. Now that I'm split tunneling and using NordVPN, I don't want pfSense to handle it all anymore. I want them to forward it. So we're just going through all the rules and stuff we got going on here. I still want the internal stuff to communicate by itself. But now you see down here where I got this one that I kind of breezed over earlier. All I did there is we went to advanced inside of the rule, and I changed it to where the gateway shows NordVPN versus WAN. And you can see right here where you would do that at. So it shows gateway. So you would save and then apply. Then we're going to the DHCP server. And again, since we're setting up the split DNS now, you see where I got those. And then here, same thing. I got the 8.8.8 and the 1.1.1.1. And double check the resolver. And you see, just like a minute ago, we have all of them selected except for the network. We want to use the regular 8.8.8, not the NordVPN. So we're going to go ahead and reboot everything. Then we'll test them both. So you see right here, I am connected to the one we want to use the correct stuff with. And you see it pulls up tons of them because we're using Google and OpenDNS. So you see all these servers. Let's go to the DNS leak test. I'm sure this is going to be pretty funny too. And that is where I'm actually located, or near at least. You see how many it's pulling up now? I mean, it's a lot. And now that actually looks like some of the ISP ones too. Alright, so now we're going to switch back to the network that we wanted to be completely going over the Canadian NordVPN connection. And you'll see right here under this information that the servers are, in fact, the two that you put in the DNS resolver and the general setup, etc., etc. So now we're going to do the same tests. We're on Mr. Hoover. We're going to go to the extended version. And you see with this DNS leak test, we go ahead and run that. It's only ever going to show up this Canadian one. And again, I sped it up because I ran it for 30-40 seconds, and you know, there's no need to add all that time to the video. Just know it never picks another one. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do DNS leak test. And then we're going to do the extended test, and we're going to let it run too. You remember last time we got 30-40 DNS servers. Now we're only getting the one. I hope this was a little more useful than the first one. And sorry ahead of time. Well, sorry that my voice is a little raspy. I am recovering from a cold, and I hope everybody found this useful. Thanks.